Hey everyone, just a quick word before we get started on this beer review. If you're interested in purchasing any of these beers that you see on my channel, stick around to the end of the video and I will tell you where you can purchase them at online. Now, isn't that lovely? Have beer shipped right to your home and don't have to go anywhere. All right, enjoy the video. Cheers to that. Welcome, my friends. Thanks so much for stopping by once again as we sample some more great tasting American craft beers with Dr. Dave. Outstanding. Now for our sampling pleasures and tasting delights today. Man, I'm telling you, when I get this beer, I am so happy. From the Firestone Brewing Company located in Paso Robles, California. Yeah, baby. This is the Pivo Pills. Checks in at 5.3% alcohol by volume. I don't see any date stamp on it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, man. Firestone-Walker Brewing Company. I'm telling you, baby. They got some of the best beers on the West Coast. No doubt about it. Oh, our cup runneth over. That's why we always put it in this bowl. Not to worry. Let's go ahead and put this bowl up here. And let's go ahead and take this bad boy and pour it in. You never know how a beer was treated before you receive it. Man, and when you consider that this is brewed in California, and it's got to go to the distributor there in California, and then it's got to come here to Ohio, and oh, how many people touched this beer? Who knows? Now that's a very lovely, slightly hazy. It's slightly hazy, golden color, bright white bit of foam on there. It's not going anywhere either. Let's see what kind of aroma we can get. Hmm. Oh, bit of malt in there, but it's got a lovely floral aroma as well. Hey, I want to truly thank the brewers there in Firestone-Walker for all the hard work they do in brewing every single batch of beer so guys like me can enjoy it. I appreciate it. Many thanks. And cheers to you at home for watching. Mm, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I tell you what, it's got a lovely balance of the hops and malts, and it has a slightly dry finish. It's not necessarily bitter, but it is dry, and that's what I like best about a Pilsner. Yeah, Pilsners generally tend to be a little bit more on the hoppy side than a lager. Now, I don't know how old this beer is, so maybe the hops kind of diminished in time, but it's still quite drinkable, no doubt about it. Cheers. The only problem with Firestone Walker, and it's not with the beer, it's with the distribution. I never see these in Northeast Ohio. I either have to trade for these beers or I can buy them outright. Now, I have links in my description box where you can buy these beers, and they're a reasonable price. I think this was 250 for the can, and I don't think that's a lot of money at all for a good craft beer. Of course, the shipping is what gets you. Now, if you go ahead and buy your beers in 12 or 24 lots, the shipping is reasonable. And when I talk about reasonable, I'm talking about maybe $20 to the East Coast. I'm in the Midwest technically. So if you're in the Midwest, the East Coast, it's going to be around $22 for your shipping. But if you're out west somewhere and you're buying your beer from the East Coast, you got to be careful. Same thing with the West Coast. If I want to buy my beer from the West Coast, it's going to cost about $10 more than if I buy it from the East Coast. But I tell you one thing, for beers that you just can't get where you live, I think it's worth the price. I really do. But look at that, man. You see that you didn't see that carbonation. This is lively carbonated. I would describe this as a light bodied beer with a light mouthfeel, but it's got medium amounts of carbonation. And I tell you what, if this beer is super fresh, it's super good, but it's still great the way it is. Now, I don't know, like I said, there's no date stamp on here that I can discern. But I tell you what, I've had this beer a few months and it's still good. The secret to that is it's in a can. That's number one. And I've kept it refrigerated since I got the beer. That's a big deal because if you allow this beer to be exposed to to heat, it's going to dissipate very quickly. It's not going to be so much an issue with the light because it's in a can. Now, if we're talking bottles, it's a head scratcher because now you got heat and light. But with a can, you got to worry about the heat. Keep it in the fridge, it'll be good. And that's what I've done with this beer, and it's lovely. Well, I better stop drinking it, or there'll be nothing to take a picture of. Hey, my friends, Firestone-Walker. Firestone-Walker, I'm telling you, man, they have a reputation out there in California. If you've never tried their beers, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now, see, the problem is, if you're on the East Coast, you're never going to see these in your store. Now, you got to order these. You got to order these, and like I said, it's going to cost a few dollars for the shipping. But I'm going to tell you, man, Firestone Walker has some great beers. You won't be disappointed with anything they sell, no doubt about it. Look at the lacing on that glassware. It's just a well-crafted beer. This is a Pilsner. You could imagine their IPAs and the rest of the lineup. Well, hey, let me run out of here, my friends, because life is short. Let's be happy. Try new things like this beer from Firestone Walker. You can't go wrong with this beer. Until we meet next time, here's wishing all of you the very best of goodbyes. And as always, cheers. Okay, everyone. As promised, Dr. Dave's going to tell you where he buys his beers and where you can buy them also. First on the list is rivalrybrews.com. Now, don't worry, I'm going to put the links in the description box for you. Rivalry Brews is a relatively new mail order place. It's based right here in Ohio, in Medina, and they are fantastic. I tell you what, when they first started, I got free shipping on all the beers. Now I think they charge me $2. $2 for 12 beers. That's fantastic. Now, as far as I know, they ship to the lower 48, but you might want to check the website on that. I can't be 100% sure. But the shipping is fast. The turnaround is fast. And if anything's wrong, they will fix it right away. I only had one issue with them, and they refunded half my purchase order, which I thought was more than fair. More than fair. So anyway, by the way, disclaimer, I don't get any money on any of this. I'm not affiliated with any of these beer companies. They don't know I'm doing this. I'm just telling you where to buy the beer. Now, one day I may be affiliated, and if I am at that point, I'll certainly let you know. So, Rivalry Brews, located right here in Ohio, they specialize in Ohio beers, beers from Pennsylvania and Indiana. So, if you want some good Ohio craft beer, that's a good place to start. The second one on my list, oh, I love this place. It's called Halftime Beer. Halftime Beer has two locations in New York State, Poughkeepsie, and I believe it's pronounced Mamaroneck. Mamaroneck. Yeah, don't quote me on that pronunciation. I tried my best. Yeah, anyway, they have more beer online than you could possibly look at in a day. I'm telling you, they have beer everywhere on that website. And all you have to do is go on there, make your selection, and have it shipped. Now, they do have gift boxes, which come with a really nice cooler. Yeah, and you can't beat it. It's $5 shipping on those special orders. Now, on the other beers, the shipping can get a little bit pricey, but I've never had an order for more than $20 shipping, which I think is really good for 12 bottles of beer. Now, if you get cans, it's less cost because it weighs less. And that's what costs the money is the weight and the size of the box. So, yeah, check them out. Now, I belong to two of their what's known as Beer of the Month Club. I'm in their German Beer of the Month Club, so I get 12 bottles from six different breweries, two of each, once a month. And there's a lot of beers in there that I've never heard of from Germany. I thought I had them all, not even close. And then I have the Around the World Beer Club, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's beers from all over the world. So far, I only got one beer that I didn't really like. It happens. It happens. And, you take your chances on that. But I got some beer from South Korea, of all places, South Korea. I thought it was really, really good. Now, last on the list, but not least, and I didn't put these in any particular order, it's the Best Damn Beer Shop. Now, they're out of San Diego, and they have a killer selection. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, talking about all this beer, I'm going to have one here. Mm, that's just a regular run of the mill Pilsner, German style, but it hits the spot on a day like this. Anyway, Best Damn Beer Shop. Woo! Now, their shipping, they require you to choose in lots of six. So you can get 6, 12, 18, 24 is the maximum. And their shipping is reasonable considering I'm on the East Coast and they're on the West Coast. Yeah, the shipping is generally about $19 for a 12 bottle selection, which I don't think is a lot. $19? No, I don't think that's a lot. Now, the more beer you buy, the less money it's going to cost. That's just a fact of economics. So if you want to buy six beers, it's going to cost more to ship it than the 12. Hey, I don't make the rules, man. Just buy more beer. You save more money on shipping. What can I tell you? Yeah, but they're a great place, and so all three of those places, Rivalry Brews for Ohio beers, and then you have the Halftime Beverage, which is in New York. They have a selection on everything, and same thing with Best Damn Beer Shop. Now, if you want some West Coast beers that you can't find in your town, that's the place to buy them at. Last but not least, people always ask me, what is that on your beer glass? Well, I bought it at Amazon, Amazon.com. It's called a vacuum vin. Vacuum vin. And if I'm not mistaken, it's from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. And the inside of it is lined with special material. So what you do is you put this in the freezer, you let it sit overnight, and then you put your beverage in here, and it will maintain that beverage at around 38 degrees, which is really cold for a beer. But I like my pilsners cold. Now, if you already have a beer that warmed up, put it in here and it'll bring it to the proper temperature, no doubt. And I said last, but I was mistaken. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Dr. Dave's beer glasses. Now, I did sell these a number of years ago when I had my other beer channel. And this is a new design, though. This is a different design. Now, I could sell these if there's enough interest in them, but I have to order them about 144 at a time. So I don't want to order them unless there's some real interest in them. Now, it's difficult to see on here, but it says Dr. Dave's cheap ass beer reviews. Yeah, it's not really going to come out that well there on the camera. But I would sell these at cost. Now I'm not trying to make any money on them. I think it cost me 14.98 to have those made. So I would sell them at the same price. Now I don't know, the price could have gone up because I did buy those a few years back. So, but I would sell them at cost if anybody's interested. But like I said, I don't get any money off these links. There's no affiliate links here. I'm not making any money. I just wanted to let everybody know where I buy my beer so you could buy it too. Oh, and I almost forgot the Amazing Clubs Beer of the Month Club. Amazing Clubs. I'll put all the links in the description box. Knock yourself out. Hey, thanks for watching, okay? And Dr. Dave says cheers to that.